Hi, so today we're going to be practicing and learning how to complete the square in order to find your answers to, and yes, answers because there's two, for your quadratic equation. Okay, so the problem that we're going to be working on this time is x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0. Let me make sure you can see that. Okay, now, so in this example, this is equal to 0, but it doesn't necessarily have to be equal to 0, but what does have to be exact is the coefficient of x squared. It has to be 1, or completing the square will not work, and you're going to have to get rid of the coefficient that is higher than 1 over here. Or lower than 1, it just has to be 1. Okay, but we don't have to worry about that. And this could be like a 7, and we'd still be able to complete the square normally. Okay, but it's equal to 0, and we're happy. Okay, so first, when you complete the square, you're going to subtract 8 on both sides in this example. That leaves me with x squared plus 6x plus nothing, because there's nothing there, we just took it away, equals negative 8 plus nothing, because we had 0 at first, so now there's 0 here still. Now what we're going to do is cut the b variable in half and then square that number that we just got, and that's going to give us the mystery numbers that go in these blank spaces. So 6 cut in half is 3, 3 squared is 9, so 9 goes here, and 9 also goes here because we add things on both sides. Keep everything balanced. So now we're just going to simplify. X squared plus 6x plus 9 equals negative 8 plus 9 equals 1. Oh, I should write that neater. And that's not our answer, but yeah. Okay, we're not done yet. So, like always, when completing the square, we will get 2-factor parentheses, and they're still going to equal to 1. So these parentheses, if you FOIL them, you should get x squared plus 6x plus 9. So now we're just doing that backwards. So it's going to be x plus a blank, x plus a blank. So what goes in the blanks is the number that adds to get 6, but also multiplies to get 9. And that number is 3, because 3 plus 3 equals 6. And 3 times 3 equals 9. Okay, so that simplifies, these two parentheses together simplify to be x plus 3 in parentheses squared, and also equal to 1. That's a 1 right here. I don't know if you can tell. Okay, so if we continue on the pattern of simplifying, then if we have something squared, the opposite of squaring is to square root it. We don't want any problems, so we're going to square root it. That leaves us with x plus 3 equals the square root of 1, which is 1, but just kidding, because it's plus or minus 1, because two positive numbers can equal a positive number, but also two negative numbers can equal a positive number. And it's unclear if you just have the radical. You don't know if it's two positive or two negative numbers. So we give you both. It is both. So this expression splits up into two parts. So it's x plus 3, well, the equation does. X plus 3 equals positive 1, and x plus 3 equals negative 1. So now we're going to follow our backwards PEMDAS like always. And for this problem, we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. And then you're going to get x equals... Hi! Okay, so in this video, we're going to learn how to find the greatest common factor and use that to simplify 8x minus 12. Okay, so the greatest common factor of a number, of two numbers or more, is the number that they have in common that you can multiply to get that number. So for example, for 8x minus 12, 8 and 12's greatest common factor would be 4. because 4 times 2 equals 8, and 4 is the largest number that you can multiply to get 8, largest whole number. Yeah. Okay, and 4 is the largest number, well, it's not the largest number to get 12, but with 8 it is, so 4 times 3 equals 12. Okay, so they don't share an x or any sort of variable, so you would get, it's basically like the answer that you're gonna get is what you'd see when you have to distribute. So like when you distribute, you get like an x and then like a plus b, and then you like distribute right here. And so that's basically what you're doing, but backwards. So you're gonna find like this for here. So if I take out 4 from both of these numbers, you'd get, okay, your parentheses, so 8x divided by 4, 4 goes here. So then that'd just be 2x, and then minus would be here, times minus 3. Sorry, minus 3. So if I distributed that, I should get this. So 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times 3 equals 12. 8x minus 12. Those are both the same. Thank you. Hi, so this is how to solve a trinomial using completing the square when there is a coefficient in front of the x squared. So you're going to want to get rid of the coefficient in front of the x squared, or completing the square will not get you your 2 x's. So 6 goes into 6, negative 48, and negative 12. So you're just going to divide by 6. You'd get x squared minus 48 equals negative 2x. Now all we have to do is rearrange this into standard form. And to do that, I'm going to add 2x on both sides. And then you'd get x squared plus 2x minus 48 equals 0. And now you can just complete the square. Okay, so I'm going to start by moving the c value over by adding 48 to both sides. And so that's going to get me x squared, plus 2x plus blank equals 0. Oh, just kidding. Equals 48 plus blank. Okay, so now what goes inside this blank is the rule cut it in half and squared. So you're going to cut the b value in half, which is 2, and then you're going to square that number. So 2 divided by 2 cut in half is 1. 1 squared is 1, so that's what's going to go in these blanks right here. Then we're just going to rewrite the problem, simplified, so x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 49. Now you should get your 2 factor parentheses, so it looked like this, equals 49, and then this is a 2. And then you would see what 2 numbers multiply to get 1 and add to get 2, so that would be 1, because 1 plus 1 equals 2, and 1 times 1 equals 1. This simplifies to be x plus 1 in parentheses squared, which equals 49. And we're just going to continue simplifying. So when you see a square, you would square root it. That's the opposite, but you have to do it to both sides. So you'd get x plus 1 equals the square root of 49, which is 7, but it's plus or minus 7. Okay, so this equation would split into 2. It's going to split into x plus 1 equals 7, so that's positive 7, and x plus 1 equals negative 7. Okay, so now these are 2 separate problems, but they will give us both of our answers. So I'm just going to do my backwards PEMDAS and subtract 1 from both sides to get the value of x. So that would mean that x equals 7 minus 1, which is 6. That's one answer. And then on this side, I'm going to subtract 1 again. But now that it's negative 7, it's going to be negative 7 minus 1, which is negative 8. And that's my second answer. You should always get 2 answers when you do a quadratic, I was gonna say equation. Well, yeah, quadratic equation. If you don't, then you did something wrong and you should look back. So this is the shape. Just like roughly, pretend that's like a graph, you know, of the quadratic formula on a graph. And so you would have 2 x's, if that makes sense. Okay, bye.